Hello and welcome everybody to another Aetherdrift draft. I'm Paul Cheon and we are back. We are officially back from Pro Tour Chicago. I want to give a huge shout out to Matt Nass for winning the Pro Tour. A really good friend of mine and just awesome to see him take it down. Couldn't have happened to a better person. So that was really awesome to see. It was a lot, just in general, Chicago was a ton of fun and can't wait to go back and do it all again in Vegas, which is going to be actually a while away, 4 months from now, which is going to be the Pro Tour Final Fantasy, I suppose. So that's going to be that set, but excited to kind of get back into the mix here, get back into the draft here. But we'll note that I do have a little bit, I picked up a little bit of that convention flu sickness going on. So did a lot of sleeping, but the show must go on. And I am here to hop into a draft. Also, we have, of course, I have a whiteboard here that gives me my schedule. But we have, of course, the Arena Open coming this weekend. So definitely need to get some good practice in to make sure that I am fully ready to go to try to win $2,000 this weekend. That would certainly be a nice chunk of change. But excited once again to get back into the thick of things. I haven't drafted in like 6 days. And so hopefully I could take some of my learnings and maybe draft some non-green decks. We'll see. We got a trophy with a nice blue-white deck in the last draft. Hopefully we can do something similar. Now, before we head into this draft, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. Whether you need to buy a booster box of Aetherdrift or anything else, or some singles to round out your constructed decks, TCGplayer.com is the place to go. Make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Additionally, check out heavyplay.com for all things Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. You want deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes. They've got a ton of great products. Make sure you check them out. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Also, Heavyplay has a huge convention presence. We're talking about regional championships, SCG cons, Magic cons. So if you ever go to a convention and you see their booth, tell them Paul sent you, and you'll get 10% off your order right away. All right, let's do this. Zahur, Glory's Past. It's an interesting one. Starting out with an Orzhov rare isn't necessarily ideal, but this one's pretty powerful. The commons aren't particularly strong, so I might just consider taking this as a fun card. There's Lightning Strike at common. It's by far the best common. Overdrive and Trip Up are also fine. And at uncommon, Wretched Doll is okay. Pride of the Road's also fine. All right, I'm just going to take this rare. You know, if we do get all the... If Black-White happens to be open and we get all the signpost cards, maybe we can make it work. I haven't really tried it yet, but we'll see. You know, maybe we can take a little break from doing all the green things. A rare was taken out of this pack. Best cards in the pack here. Fang Guardian is a really solid creature if you want to be green. There's Broadcast Rambler, which is one of White's best commons, along with Dune Drifter, which is also pretty strong. You can get some value with that as well. I actually don't even think this card's particularly strong. So I'm kind of looking at just taking like a Broadcast Rambler. I actually just think this card is really solid. And with the Zahur, let's take the Broadcast Rambler. Okay, all right. And I guess I take a Bulwark Ox now and White-Black curve out. Okay. This definitely means that White is being cut off here. Or, excuse me, White is open, and I should be interested in cutting it off. Dune Drifter, another Dune Drifter, so I do think that's something that we could choose to do. Hopefully the person we're passing to doesn't take these. Migrating Ketrodon's obviously very strong. Packdoll Terror, I do like this more in artifact-heavy colors, like blue-black. I think it's really good. But let's take the Bulwark Ox here. I actually don't even know what's better, honestly, between the two. Packdoll Terror has been really impressive, but this is also just a really solid 2-drop. Here, I will take Detention Chariot. Black-White seems to be the colors that can reanimate pretty well as well. So taking this, being able to cycle this, and then taking ways to reanimate vehicles or back on track also works. So let's take the Chariot. Marauding Mako is also really interesting. It's only really good if you're blue-red, but nice card to have. But yeah, let's take the Chariot here and keep taking the white cards. Also, I mean, we don't have to be black, I guess, but we'll see where this goes. Here, some interesting uncommons. Marshall's Path Cruiser gets you a land and is a big vehicle, which is nice. Sky Cycle, Haunted Hellride's also good, but there's also just a Grim Bauble, which is just an excellent removal spell to play early. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take that. Can't see ever going wrong with Grim Bauble here. Yeah, and you know what? This is, look, black-white is not necessarily the best color combination, but hey, white is super duper open. You know, Sundial, and I already have a decent number of artifacts, so maybe I should have taken the Pactile Terror, but Bulwark Ox also looks interesting. There's a Sky Crash, Haunted Hellride as well, but I'm just going to take the 2-mana 3/3 artifact creature here. Very, very happy to put that in my deck. And it does look like the Esper colors are open. Certainly a lot of blue cards here, but Wreckage Wickerfolk is also, I believe, to be a premium common. So this just kind of does everything. It's an artifact creature. It helps you get damage in when you're starting your engines. It's just amazing. So let's go ahead and take the Wreckage Wickerfolk. I mean, it does look like blue also is open, but very, very happy with the Wreckage Wickerfolk as well. This is actually looking very, very nice as a black-white deck. I'm just liking all of my cards, and I love Engine Rat. I do like Crash and Burn as well as a removal effect. And Push the Limit is, interestingly, something that I found out is it's a real deck. If you draft a blue-red cycling deck with a bunch of good vehicles to cycle, being able to win your deck with 2 copies of Push the Limit is a legitimate way to win. But I'm just going to take Engine Rat here. Maybe we'll table the nope, we didn't. Wow, Lightning Strike 9th pick. Oh, man. Yeah, that's wild. All right, I'm going to take Pride of the Road here. We've already got some Start Your Engine stuff going on, so this card does seem pretty good in this style of deck. And wow, Lightning Strike. There's also Spire Mech Cycle, which can be nice if you have lots of vehicles, but not the direction that I want to go. As far as blue goes, which one do I want if I wanted to consider splashing the blue? I guess the Cycler. I mean, I'm pretty committed to black-white at this point. And so there's no world where I think I'm splashing the Midnight Mangler. So let's just take the trip up. Here, there's a Wreck Remover and a Scrap Compactor. I don't really think I want the Brightfield Glider. They're all kind of medium. I guess I'll take the Compactor if I feel like I need an effect like this. There's a Mako super late. Is there a world where I can put this in my deck? I'd rather just pass it and have the person I'm passing to take it and maybe draft that card. I'll take Wreck Remover here, but not super excited about it. But you know what? Honestly, white was super open, and we did get some decent black cards late. Wreckage Wickerfolk and Engine Rat as well. So pretty happy with that. And then, of course, now we open an incredible blue rare in Possession Engine. Ugh. Do we need to shift over to blue-white? This card's so good. I mean, there's also Ride Zen, which is just a really good removal spell. Noting that the 2 black-white uncommons that get something back from the graveyard didn't table. But look, we've got 4 good black cards here. And we have 5 good white cards. I'm going to stay the course, okay? I'm going to stay the course. White was clearly very open. This card is very, very good, but our deck needs interaction as well. I do think Ride Zen is a really good card as well. But that is tough because Possession Engine is an excellent card. But let's go with the Ride Zen here. Moving on here, let's take Grim Bauble. Because this type of deck just kind of wants to curve out, and having some cheap interaction is good. I do like the Broadcast Rambler, but I already have a 5 and a 6 already. So let's just take another Grim Bauble. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this setup here. It's just always important to pick up good interaction. That's a Flood the Engine, which is a really, really excellent removal effect. Don't care too much about Voyager Quick Welder in black-white. So I think it's between Intimidation Tactics and Night Market. Kind of like the Intimidation Tactics, so I think I'm just going to take that here. If I see a black-white land, I'll take it, but I do think this is perfectly fine. A decent early play, and then it just cycles in the late game. Wow. Okay, well, you know what? We're getting rewarded here. Not seeing that much blue, but we have a pack with Spin Out, Embalmed Descendant, and Broadcast Rambler. Here, after taking some removal effects, I do think Embalmed Descendant is probably black-white's best uncommon, so very, very happy to take that here. Start your engines as well, so we do have some ways to get our engines going, which is nice. And this pack, sadly a miss. There is a Thunderhead Gunner, there's a Foul Roads. We have a mount here. I guess I'll just take a Foul Roads to go into my deck. I don't care about the Spot Cycle Scouter. Don't care about splashing Cloudspire or Sky Cycle. Sabotage Strategist is a perfectly fine card. Thunderhead Gunner could be an interesting card on the splash, but you know, this is the type of deck that looks mostly like it's pretty happy just being a 2-color deck. So I'll just take the land that's going to make my deck. Late Broadside Barrage, but actually don't mind Mutant Surveyor. The first copy is actually decent, another way to start my engines. Shrieking Oil Gorger is also fine, but it's a more expensive card. And so I think I'm happy picking up the first copy of Mutant Surveyor over that card. And yeah, white certainly being, we're getting paid off here. Ride's End here, I do think it's better than Detention Chariot. There's also a Siphon Fuel as well. But yeah, Ride's End is premium. So we are definitely getting hooked up here. Happy about that. Is this a tune-up deck? If we took the other Chariots, maybe. But I don't really care about the other cards, and that's a second Foul Roads. So I'm going to take the tune-up as a high upside play if I do find other artifacts to get back from my graveyard. Here I'll take an Air Response Unit. If I'm a little more aggressive, I guess that can be playable. Ooh, Broadcast Rambler on the wheel. Yeah, white is mega open. Somehow the night market tabled as well. And another Broadcast Rambler. Okay, so we are good there. Don't think I care about the Spot Cycle Scouter. I guess we could play it as well, but I mean, it does look like we are seemingly in the right colors here. We have more than enough cards for our deck already. That's another Grimbauble. That's a Coldstone Gearhulk, but of course, double black, double red. So yeah, I think I just take Grimbauble number 3. I don't really care about Alacrian Armory or the Risky Shortcut. So, yep. You know, now with 3 Grimbaubles, certainly don't need the 4th. So I'll be looking at some other stuff on my curve. Atchik is very strong, but I don't have a lot of self-mill going on, so I don't think this is worth splashing. Gastel Thrillseeker also very good if you're looking to be the black-red Start Your Engines deck. I already have 3 Broadcast Ramblers, so don't want the 4th probably. Yeah, I'm just going to take something for curve considerations here. There's a Voyager Quick Welder, but I don't mind the Grim Javelineer, especially if I'm looking to be aggressive and attacking. Let's just take this as a 3-mana play to go into our deck. It's not great by any means, but it's a fine filler. And then all of a sudden we get this pack with Engine Rat, Spin Out, and Glory Heath Lynx. I like my interaction suite already with triple Grimbauble and double Ride's End. I think Glory Heath Lynx is premium. Oh, God, I wish I could take this pack though. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards I really like, but let's go ahead and take the Glory Heath Lynx here. Shaping up to be a decent deck here, I think. Decent curve. Oh, another Embalmed Descendant. All right, we are in the right colors. We are happy to get our engines going here. Now we have this pack that's given us, wow, that's a late Moltender, which is fantastic. Another Thunderhead Gunner. But for us, what is it? There's a Path Cruiser, Collision Course, Mutant Surveyor, and another Night Market. I guess, you know what? This deck could probably use a Collision Course, another removal spell. I do have double Embalmed Descendant and triple Broadcast Rambler. And so this gives us a way to kill artifacts and also just... with all the creature generation that we have in this deck, I think the Collision Course will be a fine addition here to the deck. And now I don't care about Light Shield Parry. There's a Chitin Gravestalker and an Avishkar Raceway. I think I'm actually going to take the Raceway here. I don't really care too much for the Gravestalker. And I think the Raceway could be playable here. It's a super late Fledger Engines, but I don't think I'm going to play it here. So let's just take a rare for gems, just because we have enough playables here. Maximum Overdrive. I am pretty happy with that. I love having at least one copy of this in all of my decks, so let's go ahead and pick that up. And you know what? This just looks like my deck. Yeah, this looks totally fine. Don't really care about any of these cards. It's another Broadcast Rambler. Is 4 too many? Like, how many 5-drops is too many? Like, I feel like this is kind of the line. The Rambler is a good card, but 5 is a lot. 11 creatures. Well, I guess if you include the Ramblers, it's like 15 creatures. And then we have some options in the sideboard as well. But our interactive suite is quite nice here. Yeah, I don't like these vehicles that don't do anything. So honestly, it's just figuring out what our last cut is out of what we have here. And given that, yeah, I actually do like the Avishkar Raceway in this deck. Just being able to have a mana sink in the late game And this deck is pretty good at getting to maximum speed, so why don't we go ahead and play that? And what is our color situation? More white than black, sure. No spinouts, which is nice in just the sense that it makes our mana work a lot better. I feel like I need to play all of my creatures. This is 11, and I guess I can... I feel like I have enough removal. 3, like, do I cut the Collision Course or Broadcast Rambler here? You know, maybe I just cut the Tactics. I just feel like I want all the Ramblers, and I like the removal spells a little bit more. I know this cycles, but... And I do like this for the most part, but I think I'd rather have the removal spell here because we're able to make so many tokens, and I do like the late game element that I get out of the Rambler. So why don't we try something like this? But you know what? This deck honestly looks very solid. I think this deck has potential, and let's see if we can get it done with black-white. Last time I drafted black-white, I think I went like 0-3, but we'll see. All right, now before round 1 starts, I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. Patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot. I really wouldn't be able to make this content on a regular basis without all of your support. So thank you so much. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great community. So make sure you check it out. All right, we're going to keep this here. This could have been Intimidation Tactics. I didn't have any more creatures, but we have the turn 2 Glory Heath Lynx, and would love to find a 2 or 3 mana creature here to follow that up with. Perfect. On the play here. Turn 2 Lynx into turn 3 Embalmed Ascendant. Now, basically, I'm just hoping they don't have Lightning Strike. If they just play any other... Oh, yeah, this is absolutely phenomenal here for us. Let's play Embalmed Ascendant. Let's get a Plains. This is amazing. Now, the only issue here is if they play something, they get a free hit with the Goda. But that's actually completely fine here, because I just hit them back for so much, right? Yeah. So they chose not to. So now I can use Collision Course on the Adrenaline Jockey. Or I can actually just use Maximum Overdrive. Maybe that's better. And I kind of want to play the Swamp, actually. Yeah, so let's go Maximum Overdrive. They just scooped! Yeah, just too much value, right? And then I go Grim Bauble on the Goda, and then I'm just going to get to maximum speed very soon. And yeah, that was, that was just the best possible draw, to be honest. And, all right, that was a quick win. Let's just get more draws like that. All right, we are on the play here. Certainly going to keep this. Let's go... Wow. I guess we'll go Night Market for white. And then just a lot of tap lands. Ooh, Burnout Bastronaut. Huh. Yeah, this is very awkward. I'm just gonna go... I'm just gonna Grim Bauble this. I just don't want to get the... Like, if they're a Rakdos, this is quite bad. So let's just use the Bauble. Now, I can't play out the Javelineer next turn, but if they play a 2-mana creature, I can Bauble that most likely. Unless it's a Midnight Mangler. Main phase? Oh, sure, to get their speed to 2. Sure. Untap land here would be nice. Oh, God. And look, you know what? That is the downside, of course. And this is exact. You see it, right? I think it's totally worth it to play it, but that is the downside there. Let's play Embalmed Descendant. Start our engines, get 2 things in play. Even if they kill my zombie or whatever, it's totally fine. Or my Ascendant. Like, I still get a 2-2 here. So, like, that's how good this card is. They Lightning Striked my 1-2, and I still have a 2-2 left over. Our hand is still very, very solid. Okay. Okay. That was a good exchange for them, of course. But hey, Broadcast Rambler. Excellent card. Especially against a deck that has a lot of spot removal. Do they just have like a full-on blue-red control deck maybe? They still have 5 cards in hand. Nimble Thopterist, okay. All right, let's think this through. Oh, I messed this up. What am I doing? What am I doing? All right, whatever. I messed this up. I needed to just kill the Thopterist. I don't know what I was thinking. Yep, that was awful. Positively awful. I mean, this is honestly still not a terrible exchange. I get to get my speed up, and I still have 2 things to attack with, and I get to keep the Grim Bauble. But this was certainly not what I should have done. I should have just fired off the Grim Bauble on the Thopterist, to be honest. Oh, they have so much removal. Riverturn Monument. I hate that card. I truly hate that card. I'm just going to keep everything on top. They're just going to mill me, so this doesn't actually do anything. What? So they did not think that through at all. Okay. All right, I'm just getting super aggressive here. There's a Riverturn Monument in play. I got to get things going here. Nobody's ever beaten a Riverturn Monument in the history of Magic. Well, now this controlling deck makes a lot more sense, right? It's like the Bastronaut is like a really weird card in this Riverturn Monument strategy. It's just a good card, though, I guess. Yeah, and now I feel really bad for not running out that Grim Bauble, because the Broadcast Rambler would have been an excellent way to keep things through. Now, you know, it's impossible for me to know that they have a Riverturn Monument, but, you know, using this to kill a Nimble Thopterist is just like one of the best possible targets. So, yeah, definitely don't feel good about that. Definitely a little bit of rust after not playing personally for 5 days. Oh my gosh, really? And I drew a way to kill one of them. Yikes. Oh, that's so brutal. Like, if they didn't copy this, I would have been okay. Wow. Unreal. That's really disappointing. Yeah. Hey, look. Losing to the Monument, it happens. It happens. Two Monuments, that is brutal. Oh, crash and burn. Yup, yup, yup. We're not going to kill them fast enough. Let me know what you think. Do you like a millstone being one of the best rares in the set, I personally think it's extremely unfun. I think it's like, you can have millstones, but they need to be really niche and not something that just wins on the spot. Or not wins on the spot, but being one of the best rares. Having a millstone, like, it's just, you're not playing Magic. Like, I'm not faulting my opponent for playing the card. I just feel like it's just, oh, hey, great. And yeah, like I said, I'm like 0-6 against a River Churn Monument. All right. On the play here, really great hand. We have a turn 2 Sundial into Embalmed Descendant. Great stuff. This thing should be able to kill most, or attack through most things on turn 3. Yeah, Broodheart Engine. Alright, so we gotta beat them down here. Maximum pressure. Thunderhead Gunner. Alright, so they're looking to have the game go long. Wow, nothing to do this turn? Okay. Alright, so we're on speed 3. We'll play a Wreckage Wickerfolk. I definitely want land number 5, so if there's 2 lands, I'll bin 1, but if there's 1, I'll keep it. Grim Bauble. I don't actually think will be that great here, so I'm just going to bin that. I'll keep the land, though. I think I'd rather have some other draws other than Grim Bauble. Like, we're kind of at that point where they're just going to play something big. Like the Archfiend. Yeah, I mean, this is the ideal start. This is excellent for them. So they're going to get back the Archfiend, and that's quite annoying. For us, of course. They got to do their... they got to do the thing, right? They got to do the thing. I don't think I ever actually want that thing in play, so I'm just going to exile it now. I could have tried to, like, run out the Rambler, but... this seems fine. Exiling it is nice, too, so they can't just, like, get it back again with some kind of reanimation spell. Dredger's Insight, okay. They're probably getting back a land here. I suppose they can get back Earth Rumbler if they have a bunch of lands. Noting that Earth Rumbler plus Dredger's Insight is an incredible combo. They get to gain a ton of life. They could have gained like 3 life if they play that. So, wouldn't have faulted them for going with something like that. Rise from the Wreck, sure. But that was a turn where they didn't get to play anything. They're at 4 life, and we have a big board here, so curious to see what they play. I think it's gonna be them playing out the Earth Rumbler to try to gain... they can gain 2 life off of that. But I do have Maximum Overdrive, and I will certainly fire that off. I mean, if they don't, that's also fine. Wow, so they have a double... 2 things to play this turn. Grim Bauble, okay. Interesting. Yeah, Embalmed Descendant doesn't seem bad here. It's either that or the other Broadcast Rambler. But I'm going to just play this instead. I get to keep up Maximum Overdrive this way. All right. So they had a great black-green deck, but this was just us being a little bit too fast. We had a really great aggressive start, and we were able to beat what looked like a very, very solid Golgari deck. You know, honestly, I feel like even the loss that we had, we could have possibly won Of course, we don't know what they had in their hand, but we had a much better chance had we killed that Thopterist and kept that Broadcast Rambler around. But it's okay. You live and you learn, and we're 2-1. All right, opponent on the play here. We have 3 black sources with a Grimbauble on the draw. We have 9 white sources, and this does Surveil. I'm going to keep. We don't always need to have the most aggressive starts. Let's get that Scurryfoot out of the way. Drawing, of course, this is you know, the Arena Special. For those of you not familiar, this is the Arena Special. It's unfortunate that we continue to draw white cards. Double Scurryfoot, that's not fair. Opponent, did you consider that that's not fair? Let's get that Scurryfoot out of here. I don't have any play anyways, so might as well not, you know, give them a free 3/3 there. Like, of course, they can follow that up with another play, but not too much we can do. Let's play the Bulwark Ox. We're going to take a bunch of damage here. Spin out is the play from the opponent. All right, we do have Broadcast Rambler. They have... the cards that they played so far are absolutely incredible. Like, look at this. Double Scurryfoot Spin Out Hazard of the Dunes? What is this? Day 1 of the format? What are you doing to me, opponent? I mean, I'm on the back foot here, so if they have a combat trick, they have a combat trick. Yeah, it's always the Fang Guardian. It is always the Fang Guardian. It's fine. So what do I do now? I kind of just need to keep this in my hand. Sack the Grimbauble. Might just double block Hazard of the Dunes. It's like, hey, if your hand was double Scurryfoot, spin out Hazard into Fang Guardian into something else, good for you. That's going to be my approach here. Let's crack this to see what we get. Need a Plains. Okay, so none of that was Plains. Another Broadcast Rambler doesn't seem too bad, though. So I guess I'll keep that. I just can't get to max speed anytime soon, so I think I just need to block. Yeah, this is just a lot. This is just a lot coming in. I don't know. So with this, I can actually put the Broadcast Rambler in front of Hazard of the Dunes, which is great. Okay. If I draw Plains, what do I get? Another spin out? Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, there are certain aggressive draws or certain draws that just really hard to beat, and that was certainly one of them. Like, we played something almost every turn there, and just, you know, they had a really, really good Golgari start. Oh, hey! And now we get paired against Nummy. Numat the Nummy, 97. We are not crushing at this format. Actually, I did have a pretty decent ranking, but then everything fell apart. I do have the Raceway here. But I had to turn to a Wreckage Wickerfolk, so I'm hoping that helps me find the white source. Rocky roads. No rest, no mercy. I don't know. I don't even know what he said there. All right. Oh, our hand is obviously insane now because we drew the white source. So let's go. Let's go Glory Heath Lynx. Hope that he doesn't have a lightning strike. Outpace Oblivion. That's unfortunate. Okay. We did draw a land there. Think I want to play the Wreckage Wickerfolk here. It's more likely to get my speed up. Collision Course. It's good if they have Monument. I guess I'll just keep both, honestly. Transit Mage. Alright, good. We get to kill whatever artifact they get here. Ooh, they might be doing the, whatever, the pedal to the metal deck or whatever. Kept this just to kill artifacts. I feel like with the Broadcast Rambler, I'm going to be able to use this to kill a lot of different things. And then Broadcast Rambler with land number 5 obviously is also quite strong. Are they just playing the Ironclad? They can't even crew it. Okay, so this is just like a lot of damage that they're taking. All right. I mean, we'll take 6, and we have 3 incredible spells here. I can use Ride Zen to kill this if I think that's problematic. I can even use this to get a blocker out of the way. I feel like given this board, they're going to want to use Clamorous Ironclad in more of a defensive capacity. And if that's the case, I can honestly just fire off Collision Course here. But wow, ooh, Captain Howler. Okay. Do they want to attack me? That would be something else. That would be very, very aggressive. All right. One red mana. One red mana. How do I want to do this? The problem is if they have a Road Rage. But if they had a Road Rage, they would have used it already, I think. The previous turn when I hit them for a bunch. Whoa, 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 whoa. Collision Course. All right. Oh, I also have Maximum Overdrive, so this is fine. All right. Maximum speed, looking good here. I can use Ride Zen to clear out the last thing out of the way. I have a giant 6/5 that they need to deal with, so liking this situation. Now any land I draw, I can rummage away as well. Wow. Okay. All right, well, they must have some way to deal with the Broadcast Rambler, but it's not like I'm not going to attack with this, so let's do this. Probably a Crash and Burn. Yep. Okay. Okay, we hit a Broadcast Rambler, which is nice. And I have a Ride's End in case they do some... Currently, they just have the Ironclad. Given that they attacked me, I feel like they're going to try to get me low here. So they have a 3/3 that they can block with. So probably just want to attack with the Flyers. Right. Pretty good board position here. 3 cards in hand for Numot. We have a bunch of Flyers. We have a Rambler that can hit pretty hard as well. And I know I could be rummaging stuff away, but honestly, I think it's better for me to keep up the Ride's End here. Just in case. I think this is fine. Like, if I draw a spell, I can still just play the spell. I don't need to rummage. And having that extra mana in play or having the ability to cast a Ride's End, I think, is strong. Boosted Sloop. Okay. So is this like the 2 damage to everything card? Like, what's happening here? It sure feels that way. I mean, I can double block the Sloop and force them to have something, but then they can kill this and deal 2 damage to this and wipe everything out. Or I'll take it. Yep. They have 2 cards? Let's just get that out of the way. If you have a Lightning Strike, you have a Lightning Strike. Boom! Boom. All right, 312. I feel like these two, you know, like losing to the Monument and that really good Golgari deck, like, I still feel like this deck is capable of a trophy. So let's hope to get some decent draws here and run up the win count. That's the hope. Alrighty. On the play. All right. It's okay. 4 lands. Wreckage Wickerfolk. So that'll hopefully allow us to find a 3-mana play here. Pride of the Road and a Ride's End. So never mulliganing this hand. Prime Time. There was a person at the Pro Tour. I think his name was Kyle Gonzalez. His nickname was Prime Time. I wonder if this is that person or if this person just likes Primeval Titan. All right, land off the top, not what I want at all. What if I had oh my gosh. Look at that, Wreckage Wickerfolk, MVP. I just hit 2, I drew a land and we binned 2 lands. That's something. And a Detention Chariot here. I guess I shouldn't cycle this just given the fact that... I shouldn't cycle this just given the fact that I already have 5 lands in hand, but it's kind of unfortunate here. That's how good this stupid Scurryfoot is. It's a 1-drop that demands a removal spell for my premium removal card. You know what I mean? Like, that's how good that card is. Cycling, Migrating Ketrodon. Alright, this getting to 2 speed is nice. Hopefully we can get to max speed with Pride of the Road, which can be pretty strong. Maximum Overdrive was a really good draw. Whoa, what did they have? Fang Guardian? I don't know. Oh, just nothing? Okay. Well, that's fine for us. How do you not have a 4-drop? I guess they were all in on this Scurryfoot. All right, we are going to be at maximum speed here. I guess they might have Spectral Interference. Just nothing? I even have the maximum overdrift. Wow. They just had like the worst history. Just the worst hand ever. Literally, their hand just did nothing. Okay. I will take the free wins. We've had a couple of them. We had the Mana Screwed opponent. We played against Kenji. That's also a free win. Just kidding. Kenji's an incredible player. But 4-2. Let's keep going. Just a joke, my son. Just a joke. All right. 4-2. I know a lot of... there's got to be a bunch of crossover for people who watch this channel. I'm sure a ton of you are also fans with Nami. Hello. All right. We got some lands here. Zahur, Grim Bobble. Okay. Ooh, they got... Their late game's probably super strong. And back-to-back lands, not ideal. House Squad Heavy, also not ideal. I need a good play next turn. Okay. What if I have a combat trick? Okay. Now, if they do kill my Mutant Surveyor, I can sack it for a little Surveil trigger. Obviously, it's kind of annoying if they do, but... I'm very, very interested in getting to maximum speed here, right? Given what I have. Let's block the token. Okay, we take 2. I guess they're also getting their speed up. Fang Druid Summoner. That's a good one. Do they have the Oh, Tyrox? Sure. Double Grim Bobble. So that's really interesting because that gives me the option to double Grim Bobble House Squad Heavy. But right now, it's not really being a super big threat. I think I'm just going to attack with the Surveyor because they can't really block. Oh, that is a wild block. Okay, yeah. And then we just have, you know, a decent blocker here still in the Pride of the Road. So let's just go with this instead. I can use Grim Bobble to kill this 2-mana 4/1, which seems pretty strong. So I'm happy with that. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. Boom Mobile. Oh, okay, so Zahur is down. Yeah, well, that card's obviously insane. All right, so they played the best red rare in the set, and then, like, the third best red rare in the set. Such is life. Such is life. I need to draw, I guess, Collision Course off the top here, or this is just... or I am just toast. All right, we drew Embalmed Ascendant. What is the crew cost? It better be 3. No, of course it's 2. All right, we're just going to relax here for now. Try to draw a Ride's End. We have 2 Ride's Ends. These Grim Baubles are not being super strong here. The scurry foot, okay. I don't think they want to attack me, though. Yep. Venom Sack Lagak, okay. Well, that's... I mean, I can't get a good attack in here, but I have some really nice targets here for my Grim Baubles, at least. Oh, Maximum Overdrive is really interesting. Well, 100%, because I'm not going to make a good attack here. 100% I kill the Scurryfoot. And the other target is probably just the Lagak. Just because it's a nice Death Touch creature. So let's go kill that as well. And how do I want to attack? Like, getting to maximum speed seems quite nice here, so... If they double block... The thing is, they don't have good single blocks, right? So that's fine. I just go with the Overdrive here. And I'm very, very happy to get Boommobile off the battlefield. So we did... I mean, you know, all things considered, we stabilized the board pretty well there. But their deck is very strong, right? They got a lot of good things in play. So we still have a lot that we need to fight through. They still have 3 cards in hand. But our board isn't bad. We've got some decent blockers here. We have a couple of Grim Baubles to help us dig through things. Although I'm not going to use this on my upkeep just yet. Just because I have the Mutant Surveyor. I'd much rather play them at a later point. Just blocking with this. Just because I don't want them to have +4/+4. Wow, so they just like straight up passed. Doesn't seem like a great turn to attack. So I'm going to go Broadcast Rambler. They could have a Crash and Burn here and just pass. Like, they have to have a removal spell this turn, is my thought process. Cycling Thundering Broodwagon. Okay, if that was what they were going to do, they should have maybe main phased it to play something else. So there's a good chance they still have something else beyond that. Now... Broadcast Rambler was actually a fantastic draw here because I can attack with a Thopter and get to maximum speed. Oh no, never mind. They have a Fang Druid Summoner. Whew, that would have been bad. But getting to maximum speed turns on my Pride of the Road, which then allows me to potentially get in with other cards. Back on track. All right, their deck is very, very strong. Their mana is a little bit all over the place, but I guess they're a red-green deck splashing black. They're going to use this to probably kill, what, Embalmed Descendant? Pride of the Road is also a really, really good option. Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, their deck is really good. And oftentimes, if you want to be a successful green deck, you have to go with 3 colors just because of how contested it tends to be. Another Broadcast Rambler. Okay. Well, I'm obviously not going to complain about that. You know, given the pure power level of what my opponent has played, Howl Squad Heavy, Boommobile, like, I'm pretty, you know, given that it's like, it doesn't seem that bad, right? What is happening here? Oh, they're yeah. Now the House Squad Heavy becomes really strong. Oh my gosh, just broadcast Rambler for days. Does a Mutant Surveyor have a good attack? 3, 4, 5, 6. It becomes a 6/7. I mean, it just kind of puts them in a tough spot, right? Like, I'm happy trading this with the Broodwagon. And if not, like, they're going to have to lose 2 things, I think. Yep. It's the only decent block that they have, so I guess they just have to do it that way. All right. Broodwagon down. We have awesome blockers. And honestly, getting their vehicles off the battlefield is also something I'm interested in. God, their deck is so good. Multiple Scurryfoots too. It's rough. It is rough. This House Squad Heavy is going to take over. That's the thing. The House Squad Heavy is like, it's good, but not insane unless, but if you have a vehicle, it is legitimately insane. It is very, very strong. Oh, well, happy I drew that. That was an awesome draw. Let's get House Squad Heavy out of here. I'm not attacking this turn, so it's whatever. But like, look at look at this board. Just endless stuff. But I do have a pair of 5/4 blockers, so it's kind of tough for them to attack me. We've also, both of us, I will say, both of us have drawn really well. My opponent has 6 lands in play, and I also have 6 lands in play, and we've drawn just a million spells. So we are both pretty lucky right now. Back on track. Okay, my opponent's deck is just better. Double back on track. Like, this is a trophy-winning deck from the opponent. So props to them for putting together a really nice Jund deck here. They're not going to attack me, though. This game will still go on for a while. Nothing really to Grim Bobble here, huh? And here, this is the issue. There's just too many reach creatures in the format, which just makes it so hard to get anything done. And I don't care about this 4/1 or this 2/2 really, so I feel like I'm going to hold this bauble until I run out of things to do with my mana. So for example, like I get to surveil with these baubles. Once I run out of that, I can obviously do this. Okay. Oh, are they actually going to attack me here? Okay. I am fine with that. They must have some kind of combat trick, but it is what it is. But they're attacking with this and not this vehicle. How do you go from deciding to attack with everything and then not? Such a weird thing to have happen. Alright, I'm going to double block here. Like, obviously, it's bad if they have a maximum velocity, but this plays around a removal spell. Blue? Possession Engine? Wow. Okay. Sure. Okay, so this is kind of out. Double blue splash with everything else that we've seen. Okay. We might be getting to disrespectful territory. So this can't attack, though. All right, let's play the rat. I guess I should play this out. I'm just going to kill a Scurryfoot, I think. I don't care about the 4-1 because it trades with a Thopter. All right, well, we still have the ground covered here. And then we can now start sacrificing Grimbaubles. Oh my gosh, their deck is insane. Double Broodwagon, Possession Wagon, Boommobile. This is like a deck you play for a trophy. You know what I mean? Doesn't seem fair. Not fair, opponent. Also great deck. The thing is, they don't really still have good attacks. But I'm never going to attack them. They just have all these sick reach cards. Their card quality is so extremely high. Alright, Bulwark Ox seems pretty bad, so... On this board, at least. It's good on turn 2, but... On turn, 11 or whatever this is, not as good. Alright, let's just... We played all 4 Broadcast Ramblers. By the way. Do I want to upkeep? No, I'll just draw. Alright. Grim Javelineer. Do you change anything? No, not particularly. I'll play it, though. The problem is there's this Tyrox in play. I guess I could have Grimbaubled that to allow me to attack with the Broadcast Ramblers. Our opponent getting flooded here. If it's a land, I don't want it. Wreckage Wickerfolk. Do I want that? Sure. I'm just not going to get overly greedy here. This still surveils for me as well. So let's get this going. Just remove all the lands. Glory Heath links also nothing on this board. I'm gonna just deck myself, I feel. I feel like I'm just not gonna find enough ways to fight through all my opponent's reach things. I'm gonna try, but I've already cast... No, I have 2 Rides in my deck. So definitely need those. I have another Embalmed Descendant. That would be nice once I can get to maximum speed. What the hell? Oh, they have a second Tyrox? Or a Fang Druid Summoner to get it back from the graveyard. Oh, it's a back on track. Oh my god. No. It's the 3-mana spell. Rise from the whatever. So they get to get a this is just game over. Yeah, Rise from the Wreck is just... Alright, this is just game over. Yeah, alright. They just got a 4-for-1 there. Yeah, I am not going to be able to beat that. Boommobile, Scurryfoot, Venom Sack-Lagac. All right, fair enough. I will say this. This deck went 4-3, but I thought this deck was really solid. And honestly, this deck could have definitely done better. This deck was definitely capable of a better finish, but we ran into 2 really good green decks. That one was, like, nobody's going to beat that deck's late game power. They had, like, rare vehicles, 2 rare vehicles, 2 brood wagons, and a lot of ways to get them back. So that deck was really strong if it gets to the late game. And then we lost to another very strong Golgari start. And then we lost to the River Churn Monument deck. But honestly, if you just look at this deck, good interaction, good curve. Like, this deck was extremely capable of getting a trophy down, but sometimes you don't get it done. And honestly, we still picked up 4 wins with a non-green deck, and I will continue trying my best to showcase other archetypes because I counted. I know, somebody else is counting too. We drafted 18 green decks in a row. But the last deck was a blue-white deck, and this time we were a black-white deck. And we will continue trying other things out. Now, of course, if green is open, or I open a really good green bomb, I'm still going to do it. But I will try my best to delve into other archetypes if they are available. And in this case, white and black, specifically white, seemed very open. And I felt like we had a really solid deck, but it just didn't quite come together the way that we wanted. Still picked up 4 wins. But maybe tomorrow we'll turn things around. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Special shout out to all the patrons. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to pick up some booster boxes of sealed product or some singles for your constructed decks, make sure you go to TCGplayer.com and click that affiliate link in the description below. Last but not least, check out HeavyPlay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.